In this segment, we're going to talk about the option that you have for a critical illness policy. A number of you are already on the critical illness policy, and basically, this is going to be a little bit longer segment because something has taken place with this, and I want to discuss it with you so you understand what's happening. A critical illness policy itself is simply, you can look at it like a lump sum life insurance policy. Critical illness is paid as a lump sum benefit. You can choose any amount you want from $5,000 up to $50,000 of coverage. And since this is the first time we're offering this new plan, anyone who wants to enroll in the plan has a $30,000 lump sum guarantee issue for the policy. That being said, this is going to be a little bit different in what we're doing. In putting this plan together, the major reason that we decided to change to the Guardian critical illness policy is one, it has a lot more triggers and benefits that get paid than some of the other policies. Two, when some of the things that it pays for that don't pay at 100%, it either does pay at 100% or it pays a higher percentage than the other policies. And the major reason is this is the first critical illness policy that covers COVID. It covers COVID-19. In fact, it covers all the COVIDs. So you will have a benefit for COVID. Working at the hospital, we thought that was important for the members and their families. And so we are going to move all of the existing critical illness policies that are with either Cigna or Manhattan Life right now. We are going to automatically move everyone's policy over to this policy. For most people, it's almost zero difference in the cost. For some people, it may be $1 a month, but you'll be able to see the amount. We're going to move people over and make it automatic unless you opt out of the plan. Therefore, if you have the critical illness, you want to see the premium difference, which, like I said, most of them that I was looking at, $10,000, $20,000 of coverage, it was 30 to 60 cents a paycheck difference, and a lot of additional benefits. But if you want to opt out of the plan, if you want to drop the plan when you looked at the rates or whatever, you will need to go into the system and drop the benefit or call us, and we'll go into the system, bring you up, and execute the drop of the benefit if that's something you want to do. Or you can call us, we'll go into the system, we will talk to you about the old plan versus the new plan, the old rate versus the new rate, and then do whatever that you want us to do. So I want you to be aware that we are going to be doing this. The Guardian plan, like I said, has a lot more triggers. Another one of the things that we really liked about the Guardian plan, the last plan we had, the Cigna plan, if an employee wanted to sign up for the critical illness and wanted $20,000, the max that their spouse was allowed to have was 50% of that, $10,000. The child was 25%, so it would be $5,000. The Guardian plan, the spouse can get up to 100% of what the employee gets. And the children are at 50% of the employee's amount. A second thing on the old plan, if I was an employee, I didn't want to cover my spouse, or I was divorced, but I wanted to cover my kids, I had to pay an additional premium for that 25% on my children. Under the Guardian plan, if you're an employee and you have children, all of your children are covered for 50% of your amount with no increase in the premium. So we think it was a very wise and a very beneficial deal for the employees for us to make this change, even though it does make things a little bit complicated. Now, here are some of the plan highlights. What I want you to know, I guess, are the triggers. What's going to cause your lump sum payment? And in a couple of cases, you're gonna have the brochures that you're gonna be able to see in your handbook and the numbers, but I'll give you an idea of a few of them. Things that are covered under this particular plan, and it has a first occurrence and it has a second occurrence. which simply means if the benefit I'm looking at is invasive cancer. If I have a $20,000 or $25,000 policy and I am diagnosed with cancer, this policy will pay me $25,000 right now. But that's it. This is not a optional replacement in my mind to the traditional cancer policy that you have available. They do work great side by side, but this is a one and done benefit. And I have never seen our cancer policy pay less than $25,000 plus with the chemo, radiation, immunotherapy. But this is a great way to get a lump sum benefit. If I have a $25,000 policy and I have cancer, it will pay me 100% of that benefit, $25,000 immediately. Let's say I get through the cancer and 2 years later, 3 years later, I either A, come out of remission and have the same type of cancer again, or I'm diagnosed with a different type of cancer, and I have seen this time after time, it will pay the $25,000 100% benefit a second time. It also covers carcinoma in situ. So if it's a cancer that hadn't metastasized yet, it pays 30% of the face amount of benefit. If a person is diagnosed and treated for benign brain tumor, that means it wasn't cancer. We will pay you, still pay 75% of the benefit. Skin cancer, it's a $250 benefit lifetime. So basal cell or squamous cell carcinoma would be skin cancer. We consider melanoma as an internal cancer, and it pays the same benefits as any other cancer would be, the full lump sum of the policy. If you have a heart attack, it pays 100%. It has the second occurrence, pays a heart attack. It pays again at 100%. Stroke, 100%. Heart failure, 100%. Coronary arteriolysis, 30%. Other organ failure, 100%. Kidney failure, 100%. And this is the key one, infectious contagious disease, i.e. COVID-19, it pays 30% of the face amount of the benefit. Plus, remember, a lot of the other policies that we offer you, if you were in the hospital for treatment, you're going to have a hospital benefit as well on top of that. This policy also has additional benefits or triggers, I guess I should call them, for children. These include 100% for diagnosis of ALS, a coma, loss of speech, sight, or hearing, Parkinson's disease, severe burns, 50% benefit for Alzheimer's disease, and a 30% benefit for Addison's disease, Huntington's disease, and MS. And I apologize, that's the second group of benefit coverages. That's not the children. That is for anyone. But this policy does have a third group of benefits for children. We call them childhood covered conditions. It pays 100% benefit for the child for cerebral palsy, cleft palate, clubfoot, cystic fibrosis, Down syndrome, muscular dystrophy, spina bifida, and type 1 diabetes. Again, it's 100% benefit of what the face amount is. It also covers occupational HIV, hepatitis at 100% of the benefit. Again, like the others, it has a wellness benefit. So if you go in and get your annual physical and do the things, you can claim this wellness benefit on all the different policies. It's $50 for the employee, $50 for spouse, $50 for the children. It provides a per year benefit for routine wellness screening or procedures, and you can look at the highlights in the brochure. This critical illness policy is age banded, so when you pick this policy up, you purchase this policy, or move you onto this policy starting January 1st, it's going to be at your current age. When you look at the rate sheets, you will see different age bands and different premium rates. Basically, the older the person, the higher the premium. be aware, as I mentioned to you a while ago, that you are locked in for life at whatever age bracket you start the policy. The voluntary term life is the only one where the rates will increase as you change brackets. So don't be afraid of the brackets here. Wherever you are and you start, when you sign that contract, that's your premium rate on this policy for as long as they keep it. See if there's anything else. I'll make sure I don't miss anything. Again, it's 0 to 26 for age group. There are no pre-existing conditions. It's guarantee issue. Again, you can do $5,000 to $50,000 of benefit in $5,000 increments, and $30,000 is guarantee issue, and light medical questionnaire above that. That pretty much, I think, covers the plan. Again, the rates are very comparable, and there's a whole lot more benefits in this than what were in the other one. We think that with what's going on today, that the COVID was something we really wanted to have included. And again, if it's something that you do not want, you will have the option to opt out of it. We're not going to force anyone, but quite honestly, with the increase in benefits in so many areas in the policy, and the fact that it costs less than a cup of coffee difference, if at all, then I don't see why anybody would have a problem with it. In fact, if I'm an employee, I don't have a spouse, and I have children, I'm actually going to get a rate decrease because I'm not going to have to pay the child benefit that I did on my old policy. Again, have any questions, give us a call. We'll be glad to talk with you, walk you through it. And if you need any help during the enrollment, we'll be happy to do that as well. Thank you.